Hey everybody, it's Aaron. This is a video about what is the best class in Baldur's Gate 3. I actually lost like the first 5 minutes of the recording, so you're going to jump right into like the main conversation, and we're kind of already talking about the Barbarian class. You didn't really miss anything at all. I just wanted to do this little intro just so it wasn't jarring when you locked into the video. If you enjoy the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and also check out our game Winterreach Emporium. It is in the description below. Enjoy the video and have a good one.
Low like skill floor, like like it's an easy class to play, but it doesn't have like a really great highs. There's not a lot of like mechanics to break with it. Like with Monk, there's like a ton of equipment and gear that you can wear that makes it so every punch you do does like a billion bonus D8 damage or something like that. So Monks like have a whole lot of weird builds that you can do, but I mean most barbarians are going to kind of look and do the same thing. Yeah, it's just guys that they're just tanky and they run up and hit you really hard. Normally, it's pretty much that's the most complicated thing they do.
Yeah, what do you think, bub?
I'm just thinking back to like the Carlac that you had. I don't know which subclass she was, but it was really fun. I was like beating people down with like chairs, and I'd throw like their body at someone. Whatever.
Yeah, the
was
throwing
going
bodies
with
part
hers.
is fun.
That was really fun. I was kind of like, and I was like throwing stuff from my inventory. I like it a lot. I think it was fun and cool, but I haven't played a full playthrough through it. Low key, I'm thinking A.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm thinking C.
Yeah, I'm thinking C.
Oh,
I think it's
okay.
It's not very cool to me. It's actually less fun to play than it is in theory. Like, because in theory you get to be like a cool, crazy barbarian, which to me already isn't the coolest. And then to play it to me feels even a little bit worse.
I can't think of any like I don't know how RP heavy the game really is for you if you're a barbarian. I don't know what many advantages that you get to be.
Yeah, I know. I've had my a Warlock and a Paladin playthrough. Both you do get lots of RP options for both.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards Barbarian being C tier. I think it's not super thematically it's not that cool, and unfortunately, I think it's cooler thematically than it is to play. So it actually could be borderline D tier, but to be the first one for me makes me feel like it's C tier.
I was gonna try to say D tier, but that's
Let's go ahead and toss in C, because I wasn't even thinking about the other ones. I was thinking about my little trial run with it.
Yeah.
C tier it is.
Fair enough. Oh. And up next we have Le Bard class, and the subclasses being the College of Glamour, which Bubby would be in, obviously. The College of Lore, the College of Swords, and the College of Valor. What are your initial opinions on the Bard?
Bard and Baldur's Gate. It's I mean, you get to scam a lot of rolls. Like that's like what it really does. Is it makes rolling really really easy. Because there's a ton of stuff you can inspire, you get advantage on a ton of stuff for free. They get abilities that'll give you like stat bonuses to other things. It's really easy to roll dice as a bard, but I don't really think it's the most fun.
For me, Bard is one of those classes where I just personally don't like to play it, and I know I hate to start out with two negative ones back to back, but I personally don't like to play it, and I feel like it's the one that min-maxers will always be like, it's actually the best. It's actually S tier. Yeah. Bard is actually way the best, and it's not close. I don't know if that's actually true meta-wise. I know I've seen tier lists in the past that put Bard pretty high. I've also seen them probably that put Bard pretty low. So I kind of feel like I'm meta-wise strengthened specifically in Baldur's Gate. It probably is on the better side, but as far as cool to play, I know it's like it's all kind of it's charisma heavy is kind of the whole purpose, I suppose. And
it's the only it uses a charisma stat like Warlocks.
Yeah, and I just don't particularly care for it. I don't think it's very cool. I'm not sure meta-wise how good it is because I kind of just don't like to play it. And then there's also not a main follower that is a bard. So
yeah, and I'm totally with you. I might have like had more interest in the bard class in Baldur's Gate if there was a follower with it. But in normal D&D, bard is like almost the best class. But there's not as much flexibility with the built-in game. Like you can't really talk or force charisma rolls over on everything in Baldur's Gate. So
yeah, so you're saying in D&D it's more fun as a RP.
Yeah, it's really fun, and it's also because they have like the most broken charisma stats. There's so many things that you basically can kind of force to have happen, because you're never going to fail a charisma roll. So if you ever have to convince anyone or lie to anybody, it's pretty hard to fail those rolls as a bard. They're really, really good at it. Whereas in Baldur's Gate, you can only tell so many lies, if it's hard good into the game or not. It's not an option. If it's not an option, you can't choose it.
What do you think, Bub? Do you have much of an opinion on the Bard class? Have you played Bard?
This is the only one I haven't played any of.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
it just didn't seem appealing.
I know that there's probably going to be a lot of people, which, obviously we all have our fair share of hours in Baldur's Gate. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are like, well, if you haven't played Bard, if you haven't done a full Bard playthrough, what are you even talking about? But I'm telling you, if something is not appealing at all, I have enough information to know that I personally don't care for it and I wouldn't rank it high. I will say, though, this is probably a toughie where I do probably acknowledge that it's pretty good. Now, granted, how do I rank that based on my dislike of the role is kind of the question. Oh, your mic just blew up, buddy. What'd you say?
Mine? Really?
Yep, you're good now.
I said, the how good the role really is doesn't really matter if you're never going to play it. That's
I kind of agree. I think I kind of agree, and I guess this isn't exactly like a meta list as much as it is like a fun to play list. A preference list. So, hey, it's just my opinion. Don't cancel me for it. Personally, I would actually put it in D tier. I'm sure this is the click-off point for lots of loser bards, but I just said that. I think it's D tier. What do you guys think?
I'm sure there are bards at the Imperial College as well, so it's, we've already lost it before.
I put that thing in D, bro.
I think it's D. I will say, though, on the preface, if you play a bard in D&D, that sounds kind of cool. But specifically in Baldur's Gate 3, I wouldn't put it too high. Up next is the Cleric. And the Cleric is... I'm glad to jump to one that I find to be a little cooler.
Yeah.
You have Death Domain, Knowledge Domain, Life Domain, Light Domain, Life Domain, Light Domain, Nature Domain, Tempest Domain, Trickery Domain, and War Domain. Those are all the different domains of Clerics being the subclasses. And I'm a little higher on... Well, not a little higher. This is probably, to me, generally speaking, I don't mind the Clerics. I think that, the fact that there's so many subclasses means that you probably can actually do a lot of Cleric playthroughs in Baldur's Gate and still have it be fresh, which is obviously a good thing. So I think that those are two things that go for it, and I don't think the playstyle is too unfun. I think it's actually kind of cool. I guess, are all the Clerics tanks? All of the subclasses?
Yep, AC tanks. Hard to hit tanks. There's no point in being a Cleric and not being hard to hit, because you always get like the heavy armor AC proficiency stuff for free, so
yeah,
they're all it's pretty inherent with the class, which is it's the only caster that is actually really hard to hurt. Which is they're also the healers, generally the best healers anyway. Yeah, the Cleric, I think the Cleric is the easiest to break class in, like for like, I guess, novice players of Baldur's Gate. The Cleric is the easiest one to make totally broken.
Yeah.
They have so many really, really good spells that, like, if you can mess with the timing and the AI of the game, where you can cast a spell, the AI will think that there's a fight going on, but you won't be part of that fight, so it just takes like 70 damage, because it's pretending like it's been through 10 rounds of combat in your Cleric spell, and you can make them so big. There's all sorts of ways you can make the Cleric class just break stuff. They're actually really fun. I really like Clerics.
Yeah, and I normally do have old Shart rolling around in my posse.
Yeah, we love Shart.
My posse's just me and a bunch of bad bitches. That's how I keep my posse. So
yeah,
obviously you got to have Shart in there. And how about you, Bubby? I'm assuming you don't normally strike me as the Cleric player, but I'm assuming that you must have played at least a little Cleric.
I was rocking the Shadow Heart a little bit. Whatever her setup was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the trick. That's the trick radio, man.
To me, she just seems like a cool tank. What's her default subclass?
It's trickery one. So she's the one, she'll create illusions and make little fake versions of her that are hard to hit, that sort of thing. That's how her base class works. But it's just not my favorite form of the Cleric. So
yeah, I would say
style-wise, I think it's dope.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I would say overall, I think I actually am almost maybe leaning more towards A tier for Cleric. I think it's probably in my top 3 or 4 classes, personally. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, no, I definitely want an A tier.
I think it's in my top 3 or 4 classes that I would pick, so it would probably have to be an A tier. Do you, Tristan, you agree? Do you agree, Bubson?
I mean, I haven't played too much of it. I was trying to figure out which one I did play when I tried to make my own. I think I picked the war one, but I don't know. I think it's really cool. It seems. Now I'm thinking about it. It just seems like cooler barbarian.
What were you in our playthrough?
Oh, I was a monk for I think 2 of ours.
The one with me, Shokin here, and Caitlin. You weren't a monk in that one, were you?
No, he was a monk with and a run with Caitlin. I don't know who he was.
He was a monk with me. I remember he was a monk with me.
Was he a ranger? He might have been a ranger. I feel like he had a bow and arrow or something.
No, I think that was my wizard. My wizard time.
Oh, I think
Tristan was the wizard.
Was I with you guys?
Yeah,
no, maybe I was. Maybe that was my war cleric.
But it might have been
because I was a druid.
Oh, I think you were a druid. I was a paladin. Yeah, I think you were.
I remember.
Okay. I'm cool to have cleric in A. I think it's a good.
To
me, it's like top 4 class.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it's pretty versatile.
It is. I think that's the thing is you can play it a lot too, which is like a super benefit to the class. Is that there's so many different ways to play it.
Absolutely.
Up next is Le Druid. Obviously, Bubby here is our resident druid.
Man. Oh, let me go look at the morph list real quick. Hold up.
There's a lot of because when Baldur's Gate first came
does
out,
matter. It does matter.
Yeah, it's the circle of the land, the circle of the moon, circle of the spores, and circle of the stars. Or all of the subclasses.
Yeah. When it first came out, Baldur's Gate 3, like Druid was like the first class that kind of broke the game. Because what people would do is they had this move that everybody called owlbear off the top rope, where you'd get a Druid, turn them into an owlbear, enlarge them so that they'd be even bigger, and then they would just do a jumping attack, and it would scale with your size and the distance of the jump, so you could just one-shot a ton of the bosses in the game with a giant owlbear who just jumped and attacked them. And I'm sure that still works. It still totally works. So, it's really good. It's a very simple, very easy thing to be really strong, but not to mention it's cool to be able to talk to animals and turn into them and whatnot.
Yeah,
the owlbear is actually just the coolest thing ever. I would turn into that every single time.
It's the best one.
Also, you guys remember that time I turned into the bull and knocked everybody off the platform? You know what I'm talking about.
Do I? I mean, I probably
wasn't there.
Everybody was hooting.
You might have been there. I can't remember. We were so long ago that we all played that. Yeah.
Druid is so dope.
And we never finished it. What a scam.
It's got to be A. It's got to be A.
Ooh, it might be A.
I think it might be A. I think it might be behind Cleric, Loki.
I want it behind Cleric. But I will say, the owlbear off the top rope is a pretty cool thing.
Very fun, bro. I love the owlbear.
All right, well, I'm cool with Druid being there. And up next, we have the Fighter, which is the Arcane Archer, the Battle Master, the Champion, and the Eldritch Knight. And I will say, I actually have had a Fighter playthrough myself, and with Lae'zel being in my party all the time, I've had tons of Fighters.
And how'd you feel about that?
I actually think Fighters really, combat-wise, it is probably the most intuitive, from somebody who's not used to the systems.
Yeah.
So my first playthrough that I ever played, I can't remember what I was. I think I was a Paladin. Oh no, I was a Warlock. And then I had Lae'zel, and Lae'zel, I just kind of had her carry all of my fights because it's the most intuitive to use for a beginner, I think.
That's what they get to do, man. That's their job.
Yeah, kind of that being said, I don't think their thematic is all that cool, and maybe their role playing's not the coolest, and maybe just specifically the class itself isn't super cool. But I do think it's fun and intuitive to play combats, so it has to be at least a B. I think to me this is my prototypical B tier kind of class, is the generic fighter.
That's what I was gonna say is when it came up, is it's there's almost no better B tier option than the fighter. It's just the most generic. It's good at this one thing. In that one thing, it's good. Outside of it, it's kind of whatever. It doesn't really have any tools for outside of fighting, which is its namesake, to be fair. So
yeah, the only downside for me of the fighter is actually because I always rock Lae'zel, that I kind of just never can play it myself. So
Yeah,
because
you don't want two fighters in
exactly. Yeah. What do you think, Bubby Fighter? You okay with it being in B? Does it seem like a B tier thing, or what are you thinking?
To me, it's like equal to Barbarian, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's like I feel like you get more options with it.
That's why I
More
like it. I
options
think.
with
I think.
Fighter than
Yeah.
Barbarian.
I think it.
part. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I like it.
Yeah,
Alright.
B sounds right.
We'll throw it up in B. Up next is Bubby's. This is your first class, right? Is the monk?
Okay, I'm the monk. Let me take over. Hold up. Which
Go for it.
okay, I played each of the subclasses. So I like the open hand and shadow the most, but I mean they're all kind of like do their own thing. So Tristan, you were talking about like the gloves and stuff that add extra bonuses and rolls.
Yeah, tons of them.
You kind of need those to make the class good. Like if you don't, it low key sucks. Like
I totally believe that.
like you're pretty useless. But you know, if you get all the items and everything, it feels pretty cool to like punch someone 1,000 times or like kick them really far. It feels pretty cool then, but just getting the items and stuff going, just that's the part that sucks. What do you guys think? Have you played a monk?
No monk. Not
I've
played one.
tested the monk. I didn't get very far in it. It didn't seem very fun to me.
Oh man, bro. I tried so many times to like it. I just can't like it.
To me, the monk is like the goofball run. You're gonna play the monk.
Oh man.
It's got like a really easy access to stun, so it's easy. Like if it succeeds, it's like it's really good at giving you a free turn even against like hard bosses. But it's just it feels like it's just a DPS guy. It's just a dude who runs up and does a bunch of damage.
And not even like the coolest DPS. Like
Yeah, there's better options. More fun. More
I
cool,
want to
think.
say B. You gotta put the monk behind fighter. Don't put
I think.
I was gonna
think.
say I might be a C tier.
Yeah, I would put it behind
Fine.
Barbarian or in front of Bard. But to be nice,
Put it in front of Barbarian.
The thing I like is at least in Barbarian you can just throw bullshit at people, and that's kind of fun.
Do
you
that
know?
with monk too, man.
Yeah.
Fine. Keep
Really,
it
really
C
killed you.
tier.
It's all right. We know what's happening next, though.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
is
you do.
the Paladin. And this is our playthrough. I'm a Paladin. You have the Oath of the Ancients, Devotion, Vengeance, Oath of the Crown, and Oath Breaker. And I think that I want to give it its fair talking about here, but I'm going to just preface it with I'm pretty sure this is S tier
Yeah,
for
it
everybody.
almost feels like Baldur's Gate was built originally with the intent of most people are probably going to make Paladin be their protagonist. It
Yeah.
almost feels that way. I don't know if that's true, but I mean Paladin just feels right, and it's also the Dark Urge playthrough, which is like most people will do like a normal good or whatever playthrough, and then they'll go and do a Dark Urge playthrough, which is a bad guy Paladin. So it's like it might be the most played class. I would be shocked if it's not really, really far up there.
The only reason that I've never played Paladin that much is because someone else is always doing it, and I don't want to play the same class as them. But it always seems so cool.
It's so satisfying. You hit somebody, oh, it's a crit, boom, you smite, do 1 billion damage, blow up the guy, his head's split open. I mean, it
and
works every
style
time.
points whenever you break your oath. Because remember, I forget, I did something to get Aaron to break his oath or whatever, and then we get surprised with this dude at the camp, like confronting Aaron,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's got some cool lore stuff going on.
It is cool lore stuff. It's a little bit of a nuisance, where like with the other classes, you can kind of get away with doing whatever. But with the Paladin, it's like, oh, you were a bad noodle. You didn't do this thing that you were supposed to do the whole time. It kind of hems you down, which is in like tune thematically with the Paladin. But it is annoying when it's like, well, I can get my oath back if I pay 1,000 gold and then 2,000 gold the next time. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Paying for your oath back is kind of weird, but
To me, this
Yeah.
is locked S tier. What do you guys think?
S tier.
easy S.
It feels
Easy.
good to smite people. Fighting is easy.
Yeah.
And they've definitely got a lot of roleplay options. Paladins are cool.
Right, up next, guys, we have the Ranger. This is, you get the different subclasses are Beastmaster, Gloomstalker, Hunter, and Swarm Keeper. And I'll go ahead and say, I'm not a huge Ranger fan. I think it kind of just, isn't, I think it's cooler in theory than it actually is in practice. That's actually what I'll say. And I think that's my biggest issue with it. I don't know what your guys' opinion on that is.
In normal D&D. Before the Gloomstalker became a thing, the Ranger class was kind of like the like it was kind of agreed upon by everybody. It's kind of the weakest class. It's not really good at any like. If you want to be an archer, you could like fighters are better archers than rangers are. If you just go fighter with an archery class, and like they're not good mages because they're half casters, so they really don't really feel like a great niche. The coolest part of the ranger is that they can have pets. The Gloomstalker ranger specifically has like its mondo broken because it does 1 trillion damage on the first turn or before somebody else gets to take their turn. So they'll mix it with assassin rogue and one shot whatever enemy you want. Outside of that, Rangers always felt really like, to a lot of people, it's really meh. There's some argument on that, but for the most part, it's kind of like it feels a little weak in base D&D, and in Baldur's Gate, I've never really felt the desire to play as a ranger.
Yeah, I played as a ranger, and then I re-rolled it and changed into a druid because I was like, this isn't, it just isn't doing what I needed to do.
Oh, I just went the wizard because I thought spells was cooler than like arrows.
They certainly are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sheesh.
I mean, is this a D tier?
It might be a D tier. It's not. I can't even think of anything really cool to say about the ranger. So
I want to say it's at least better than. I think it's better than the bard because I did at least lock it.
You wanted to try it.
I at least tried it. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Up next is the
point.
Up next is the rogue.
Rogues are cool in concept. I think they actually do a pretty okay job. In Baldur's Gate. The only thing is that combat is like it's kind of a nuisance, like mechanically operating somebody who's stealthing.
Right, and then the other issue with it is that stealth is really weird in Baldur's Gate, where like you don't really. It's not like Skyrim where you get to like sneak through their vision. Like you still kind of have to like. The sneaking is so weird to where it doesn't actually feel like much of a benefit. And if you have a party like of players with you, it's kind of like annoying to be like, "Hey, everybody, wait here while I go sneak around this whole fight."
Yeah.
And the thing is, most classes kind of can sneak pretty okay. So like the rogue kind of ends up just being.
If you're good enough mechanically, you don't need a good skill to sneak because you can just stay out of their vision.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, like it doesn't. It's not like in Skyrim how like if you get your sneak really high that like you can just walk right in front of somebody and they can't see you. And Baldur's Gate doesn't really work like that. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people's like love for Rogue is the fact that people really like the twink elf guy. I can't think of his name right
Astarion.
now. The Astarion. Yeah, I think a lot of people really like Astarion. And there are some like he can do some crazy damage. Like rogues have a ton of front-loaded damage in combat, but fighters and paladins have more damage throughout the entirety of the fight. I think. So it's like I don't know. If the benefit of this class is that it's good at sneaking and that it's good at like picking locks. You can do that. There's so many ways around where you don't need those two things. It's kind of whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably lean towards C tier. What do you guys think?
What'd you say? You kind of.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would probably lean towards C tier. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I was either thinking C or behind Fighter and B because I do use Astarion and I think it works better in the party as like a backline or damage dealer than Karlach for me because I'm the frontliner guy and I don't need Karlach up there with me. So I normally just I normally keep Astarion as a backliner damage. So, but I mean,
what do you think, Bub?
I mean, I've played him too, and he's pretty fun. Probably B, yeah.
All right, throw him up in B. And up next is the Sorcerer.
Yeah, so if you don't know, when I was Shokin the Red, I was actually a sorcerer and not a wizard.
Ooh, okay.
You swapped, right?
I think there was a point where I was like, oh yeah, this class doesn't work as one, I have to go to the other, and then I did have to swap. But yeah, there's like Sorcerer, there's so many cool things that you can do with your spells. First off, spells are like the most diverse like form of combat in the game. There's so many of them. And then Sorcerers change what those so many spells do. So you've already got like, there's a lot of options. But I did the magic missile build where you just you basically do what monks do where they get a bunch of bonus damage on their gloves. But I get it on my magic missile and I can do it at a range for true damage because you can't dodge a magic missile. There's no missing it. It just does 1 billion damage every time. Really cool sorcerer builds. There's a lot of really cool sorcerer builds. And this is my favorite class in the game. I want it in triple S tier. But I don't know if that's as how if it should be. I just know that's.
I
Where
think it's an
want it
S
to be.
tier. I think it's up here actually. I think I think Paladin's cooler.
Yeah, I think more people play Paladin. You know what I think the flaw with Sorcerer is? There's not a follower who does sorcery. There's a follower who does wizard. Who's a wizard? You have a wizard follower.
Yeah.
There is no sorcerer follower. So that's
wait, you're right. Hold on, wait.
But I think that might have been a bit of a mistake on the designer's part, as I am totally biased.
Yeah, I like Sorcerer right here. What do you?
Yeah,
You guys cool
I'm
with
with
that?
it.
I played the Storm version, and that was so fun, bro.
Yeah, Storm Sorcerers are broken.
That was dope.
Well, up next we have our Warlock, and I'll actually go ahead and say I actually do like the Warlock. It's not as cool as I thought it was going to be when I played it,
Yeah.
but I think it's cooler than a lot of classes.
What I think is really cool about the Warlock is I feel like there's a lot of RP flexibility with it in the game, more than some of the other ones. The passive boons you'll get, like being able to talk to animals or see in dark vision or whatever, they're kind of cool. But they almost feel like kind of whatever. But Warlocks can fight, like they can fulfill any role in your party.
Yeah,
That like if they need to be a frontliner, they can be a frontliner. If they need to be a backliner, they can be a backliner. If they need to be a sorcerer or like a big caster, they've got 2 spells to do it with. And the cool part about being a warlock is they always only cast the big spells. They don't cast the weak spells because they're always casting it at max level. And that is cool, and it is kind of. I mean, I like that about the warlock. I don't know. I kind of think A.
yeah. I would probably say to me it's at A, and it might be it's right
I
around
think it's above
Druid.
Druid. I think it's above Druid. IMO.
Thoughts, bub?
What about which bit, Bubby?
I don't remember too much about the Warlock. It's
Will was
hard
a
for me
warlock
to
if
remember.
if you used him.
No, I never liked Will. I just kind of didn't like him.
Hey man.
Yeah, I don't think I've played enough Warlock really.
Okay,
You can
well,
put above Druid.
I'm cool with Warlock right there. And last but not least, we have the Wizard.
Whoop.
And I'm
More
pretty
spells.
high on the Wizard too. I think the Wizard's
Yep.
really cool. I would
Wizard
probably
goats.
put the Wizard personally. I think there's some downsides to the Wizard compared to the Sorcerer, which makes it obviously have to be a tier below to me. But I think it's right up there, and I think it's probably right around the Cleric, whether it's above or behind.
What I think about the Wizard is for the most time, if you play a Wizard in Baldur's Gate 3, you're probably going to be playing as, what's his name?
Gale.
Can't think of his name. Gale. And he has his own, like, all sorts of stuff that make him broken on top of the fact that he's a Wizard. It's like just a nuisance that he has to eat a ton of magical items throughout the whole like journey, the whole adventure.
Yeah.
I think the Wizards are really good. They kind of just do a little bit less than the Sorcerer, but with a little bit more spell slot options. Like they have different spell options. But the thing is that since a dedicated Wizard companion has a dedicated Wizard quest line, and that's kind of like there's more Wizard. That's kind of what makes it so there's more Wizard stuff going on in Baldur's Gate than there is Sorcerer stuff. So I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be upset with it being above the Sorcerer in S tier actually, mainly because of that. But
Personally to play, I would always play a Sorcerer first, so that's why I'd put the Sorcerer above.
basic opinion.
Yeah, but I'm cool with this list how it is. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So the list.
I'd fun on Gale. So I'd put Wizard there too. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, that was a quick 30-minute banger. I was trying to move this along so it wasn't an hour-long episode. So hopefully everybody appreciated that. And like I said, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what your favorite is. Go ahead and tell me how we're wrong. I'm sure you definitely will. And also check out our game Winterreach Emporium and make sure you give it a wish list.
Guys.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, peace out.
See you.